Pulling into Costco, you spot a brand new $50,000 pickup truck loaded with one case of water and a bag of toilet paper. That truck costs more than his parents' first house. If you're financing one right now, you might be in a silent financial car crash, and today I'm showing you exactly who's actually allowed to buy one. Imagine this, Saturday afternoon at Costco. A gleaming black crew cab pickup backs next to you. Fresh paint, chrome that blinds you, lifted just enough to look serious. The driver steps out in an HVAC company polo, lunchbox on the seat, kid's car seat in the back. He drops the tailgate and loads one case of bottled water and one giant bag of toilet paper. That's it. That's the haul. And that truck cost more than his parents paid for their entire first home. My name is Nick, and today we're doing what the auto industry desperately does not want you to do. We're going to figure out who can actually afford a $50,000 truck in 2026. Not who gets approved, but who can buy one without quietly destroying their family's financial future. The new normal nobody talks about. Let's start with a truth almost nobody says out loud. $50,000 used to buy you a damn nice truck. Today, $50,000 barely gets you into the most basic work truck version. We're not even talking about the loaded King Ranch, Platinum, or Raptor models that make TikTok scrollers drool. Right now, in 2026, the average transaction price for a new full-size pickup is hovering around $66,000. That's what the typical buyer is actually driving off the lot with. A base Ford F-150 XLT starts around $48,500. Chevy Silverado LT near $47,900. Ram 1500 Bighorn about $47,500. Add taxes, dealer fees, protection, packages, documentation fees, and the inevitable market adjustment. And boom! You're easily at $52,000 to $55,000 before you even drive it home. This is the responsible choice. The smart money trim the salesman pushes when he sees you're trying to be practical. And it's still a $50,000 plus decision. The median household income in America is about $84,000 pre-tax. That means the average family is being asked to spend 60% of their entire yearly income on one vehicle. A vehicle that will lose roughly half its value in 5 years. Trucks have quietly become luxury items wearing steel-toe boots and high-vis vests. They're marketed like blue-collar heroes, but priced like Italian exotics from the early 2000s. And society has just accepted it. How people are actually paying for these things. Almost nobody pays cash. You sit down with the salesman. He doesn't ask what you can afford. He asks the magic question. What monthly payment feels comfortable? That's the trick. They sell you on the payment, not the price. The average new auto loan is now stretching 69 months. For trucks, nearly 30% of loans run 73 to 84 months. That's 6 to 7 years. When people roll in negative equity from their last truck, 43% go the full 84 months. Let's run the real numbers. You buy a $50,000 truck. 0 down, because who has $10,000 liquid these days? 7% interest. 84-month loan. Your monthly payment? $754.85. Sounds doable, right? Under $800 a month. But over 7 years you will pay $63,407 total. That's $13,407 in pure interest, enough to buy a solid used Honda Civic outright, and still have money left. By the end of year 1, the truck is worth maybe $40,000, but you still owe around $45,700. You're $5,700 underwater after just 12 months. And the truck doesn't care if your overtime gets cut. It doesn't care if your kid needs braces or the water heater explodes. It wants that $754.85 every single month. The full cost of truck ownership. The payment is only the beginning. Insurance, $185/month for full coverage. Fuel, 15,000 miles per year at 18 miles per gallon and $4 per gallon equals $275 per month. Maintenance and tires, $90 to $120 per month average. Registration, taxes, inspection, $90/month. Total real monthly cost, $1,400 plus. That's not a car payment. That's a second mortgage. Meet the Garcias, a real family story. Carlos and Maria Garcia. Combined income, $90,000. 2 kids. Living in a 3-bedroom rental. Carlos works logistics. Maria teaches elementary school. Last year Carlos got approved for the $50,000 truck. 84 months, 0 down. Payment $755. After taxes they bring home about $5,600 per month. Rent, $1,850. Childcare, $1,200. Groceries, $800. Utilities, $350. Truck, all in $1,400. That leaves 0 for clothes, dentist visits, savings, retirement, or fun. Their 2014 Honda CR-V with 140,000 miles is one breakdown away from disaster, and there's no emergency fund. This is not rare. This is becoming the new normal for middle-class families. The usage lie. Here's what the data actually says: Strategic Vision study of 250,000 plus truck owners. 75% tow once a year or less. 70% go off-road once a year or less. 35% put something in the bed once a year or less. 90% never use it for real work. Ford's own research, 63% rarely or never tow. 87% use it mostly for shopping and commuting. The modern pickup is statistically the world's most expensive grocery getter. Meet Dave. Dave is an office manager. Bought a truck in 2022 because he was going to get into camping. He also bought a kayak. The kayak is still in the garage, never touched water. The truck bed has carried 1 bag of mulch, 1 Christmas tree, and one $40 couch from Facebook Marketplace. Dave is not a victim. He's just average. The real cost, opportunity cost. Here's where it gets painful. Instead of the $50,000 truck, what if you bought a solid 5-year-old Toyota Camry for $20,000? Total monthly cost, loan plus insurance plus gas plus maintenance, around $700. That's $700 per month difference. Now invest that $700 every month for 30 years at a conservative 8% average return, S&P 500 historical average. Result, over $1.04 million. $1 million. That is the difference between retiring at 65 with dignity versus working until 75. Between leaving your kids a legacy or leaving them your debts. That $1 million is sitting in the difference between a truck payment and smart choices. Who can actually afford this? Using the classic April 20th, 10 rule, 20% down, for your loan, total transport costs under 10% of gross income, you need to be making roughly $150,000 plus per year to comfortably afford a $50,000 truck. That puts you in the top 15% of American households. Not the 1%. Not billionaires. But upper middle class to wealthy territory, dual high-income professionals, minimal debt, strong emergency funds. Yet the people buying the most aggressively? Households making $60,000 to $100,000. The exact group that can least afford it. They're stretching loan terms, putting nothing down, and spending 25 to 35% of take-home pay on a depreciating asset. Why this keeps happening? Because the entire system is designed to make the truck feel normal. Commercials showing rugged men at sunrise. Country music videos. Social media flexing. Salesmen trained to sell payments, not prices. Friends and family saying, "You deserve it." The truck stopped being transportation. It became identity. Capable. Rugged. American. Provider. Even if your actual life is 90% desk, commute, and errands. Counterarguments addressed. But Nick, I need a truck for my job. If you genuinely tow heavy loads weekly, haul materials for a contracting business, live in deep snow country where 4WD is life or death, or run a farm, then yes, this script isn't aimed at you. Buy the truck with eyes wide open. But for the other 80 to 85%? You're paying luxury prices for a capability you almost never use. The brutal truth in 2026. The auto industry is no longer primarily in the business of selling transportation. They're selling financed identity over 84 months at 7% interest. Every shiny brochure, every low monthly payment pitch, every "you're approved" moment is engineered to stop you from doing the math you just heard. What you should do instead: 1. Run the real numbers, not just monthly payment. Total 7-year cost. Insurance. Fuel. Maintenance. Opportunity cost. 2. Ask yourself, am I buying transportation or identity? 3. Consider a reliable used vehicle that does 95% of what you need for half the price. 4. Take the $700 monthly difference and invest it aggressively. 5. Build wealth instead of